Hey, have you ever been trying to implement some type of change in your life and you've just not been able to make it happen? Basically, the same thing that you keep doing over and over and over again just continues to happen. Hey, look, my name is Brandon and I am going through Mark Batterson's book, Do It for Day, how to make or break any habit in 30 days. And I am on day number 7. It's about taking the shot. And he starts off with a great story talking about a gentleman named Kenny Sailors. And Kenny was 5'7". His older brother was 6'5". And every time they would play basketball in the backyard when they were growing up as kids, the brother would sit there and say, "You're never going to be able to beat me." And Kenny Sailors ended up going on to win. Well, actually, I take that back. I don't know if he won the NCAA championship, but it was in like 1943. He ended up going to the championships, and he actually ended up being the NCAA tournament MVP. And what's interesting about Kenny is he changed the game of basketball forever because you see, he developed the jump shot. And Steph Curry talks a little bit about Kenny Sailors in a documentary that was called Take the Shot. Or I'm sorry, Jump Shot was the name of the documentary. But he changed the game. So he knew that he was going to not be able to get different results if he continued to do the same thing. So he decided to modify what he was doing. And Mark talks a little bit about in the book about, specifically he's talking about Romans chapter 12 verse 2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of our mind. And he's just encouraging us as Christians as we're trying to go through habit breaking and making to try to not do what everybody else is doing. And basically he has a little paragraph here that I think kind of hit pretty hard. At least it did for me. He says, "Quit living according to the expectations of people who don't know you, love you, or care about you. Walk to the beat of a different drummer. Rewrite the rules just like Jesus did, and take your prompts from the Holy Spirit and dare to be different." And this chapter is specifically about conformity and about why and he has some different psychology studies that were done in here about why people want to stick with conformity and why we don't want to do things differently. As a matter of fact, like even just making this video, there's so many, there's so many people who would just rather die than, one, publicly speak, but two, create a video. And I'm not going to disagree that it's very difficult just hitting the record button. And I was mentioning the other day in a different video too, hitting the record button, it's not always the hardest thing. It's actually the hitting of the publish button that I have found as I've gone through trying to create videos. It's hitting the publish button and just trying to not worry and focus upon what other people are going to think of you. The biggest thing we just need to do is think about the value and how we can serve the people who are watching the video. Okay, so I hope you got some value out of that. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, if you have any comments or questions, I would love to hear. I greatly appreciate your feedback, and I will talk to you in the next video as I continue to go through this 30-day video challenge. Take care, and we'll see you soon.